Game in Philly when you had talked about maybe it's more opportunity than you yourself playing differently as a player. Have you allowed yourself to play? Do you feel you play more free now than at any other mentally?
I'm not sure. I think, again, last night was kind of an all-right game, but games before when I was playing top, it was got momentum and felt pretty good. So, again, if you're playing, a lot of minutes consistently every single night, I think that's when you kind of get a little more relaxed. But, just trying to take advantage of my opportunity given me.
Does it ever get old playing Crosby for you?
No, I mean, he's, I looked up to him when I was a child, and he's just a great player. But obviously on top of that, you got to keep an eye on him on the ice.
What do you imagine this 48 hours is like for Easton, Ovechkin one night, Crosby the next?
Probably like me, the first time we're playing these guys, pretty starstruck. But he's a great player, and I'm sure it's not going to bother him when he plays.
Do you have a favorite moment out there on the ice with Crosby so far in your young career?
I just remember the first time playing against him. I, knew this guy my whole childhood, so I was like, gonna give him a cross check, and went to give him one, and I kind of went back on my feet. Didn't realize how strong it was.
Did you ever ask him for a stick?
I actually got a stick last time, which is nice, yeah.
Where is that going to be kept?
Probably in my house in Michigan, tucked away. No one can take it, so.
You talked to your brother in recent times. He leads the month in goals. Get any mojo off a conversation with him regularly?
No, I know he's feeling it pretty good. I mean, he had a kind of a slower start than he wanted, but he's doing obviously pretty. I think November, in the past, is his month. So, hopefully he can keep doing well and hopefully make the Olympic team as well.
Dennis has posted some pretty good numbers despite, 3 of his appearances have been in relief. What stood out about what you've seen from Hildeby so far this year?
Yeah, obviously he got put in a position where he wasn't really warm. He had to go in and play, and I think he did a great job. He's a great guy and very poised, very composed in the net, and look forward to seeing him play tonight.
Does it surprise you just the way he goes about it, given how big he is? He is a big goaltender, but can show he's got mobility.
Yeah, he's a pretty flexible goalie. I mean, I don't think his size is an advantage for him. And, he's just, again, he plays with so much poise and so much good reads, and, good to see him play tonight.
Nick Robertson getting set for tonight's game in Pittsburgh. AB, are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah. Give it to me.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure you're prepared. Up next, an extended and long anticipated yes guy, no guy. This is Leafs Game Night. And there we go. This is Leafs Game Night on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Black Friday is on now at Mark's. From November 27th to December 3rd, save up to 70% in-store and online. Great deals with new offers on winter boots.
The biggest series are on Crave. Right now, get up to 40% off Crave annual plans for your first year and start streaming the latest HBO originals like It, Welcome to Derry.
What did you see? A clown.
Plus, this January, a new season of the Max original, The Pit.
And so it begins.
And 100 years before Game of Thrones. New series, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Get up to 40% off Crave annual plans for your first year. Offer ends December 1st. Terms apply. Visit crave.ca/Black Friday offer.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating. For details.
Toyota Tundra delivers full-size capability, technology, and refinement, while Tacoma gives you big-time power and technology in a mid-size version. Both trucks are available as hybrids. Pick the one right for you. Visit Maple Toyota for a test drive today. Near Canada's Wonderland in the Maple Auto Mall. Visit mapletoyota.com.
Part of the Zankin Auto Group.
So, what's on your holiday wish list this year?
My wish list? Well, I could definitely use a smartwatch.
I need a new drill.
Plus a new phone.
And I need a sander.
Plus a tablet to connect it all.
And I need a circular saw.
Really, a circular saw? Well, then I need headphones too.
What if you asked for a day to unplug at Thermea Spa Village? This holiday, give the gift of wellness with a gift certificate to Thermea Spa Village at thermea.com.
Shoppers Foundation for Women's Health is challenging us all to ask, how many women have we lost because of a late diagnosis? How many women have been overlooked because so little research funding goes to women's health? How many women have felt unseen because they can't access proper care? Maybe even you. Health inequities are harming women. It's why we're working to improve access to equitable and inclusive care. It's time to make women's health visible. Get to know the facts at shoppersfoundation.ca.
The best insight, analysis, and entertainment. Overdrive, weekday afternoons at 4 p.m. on TSN 1050. Yes guy, no guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, drivers and passengers, where has this been? Time now to play Yes Guy, No Guy in Leafs Game Night. AB, you all set?
Yes, guy.
Okay, here we go. Yes Guy, No Guy number 1. You are a totally disappointed Leaf reporter, fan, whatever.
Oh, yes, guy. Yes,
Yeah.
guy, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that won the division last year, right? They won their division. They made it to Game 7 against the Stanley Cup champions, the eventual Stanley Cup champions, reigning and eventual Cup champions, actually. You know, I think there was still high expectations that this team kind of retooled a bit, right? And they changed their identity, and they got players that came in that seemingly fit the system a lot better, but it certainly has not worked out that way, right? The execution has not really been there for this Maple Leafs team, and they find themselves sub 500. They're, 1 point back of the basement of the Eastern Conference,
Buffalo.
and we're 2 days out from December. So, yes, guy, extremely disappointed in the Maple Leafs.
Totally disappointed. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, guy, no guy. Max Domi will provide a spark for the Maple Leafs in his return to the lineup tonight. Looks like he's going to be back on the top line with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes.
I like it. That's when you bench a guy, then you let him atone for his lackluster performance, and you put him on the top line. He's been there before. So that's an emphatic, all capital letters, yes guy. Domi has a good game tonight. How about you?
The old scratch and score. Old scratch and score, you think, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes guy, no guy number 2 from here. This Leafs team is fixable as is.
Oh, yeah, man, that's a good one. That's tough. Yes, guy. Yes, guy.
Okay.
It is fixable. Fixable for what? To be a playoff team, to meet expectations, or to win a championship?
I'm saying no trades. I'm saying that roster, the way it is, you can get there with what they have right now.
Get to the playoffs or get to being a cup contender?
Well, that's a good point, because I think we've softened on our expectations. Now we're talking about, can they get in the playoffs? Before it was, dude, get in the playoffs. What are you? You're insulting me. We want to go deep here. Standards have been lowered.
You're right. You're right. I guess to answer the question, are they good enough as constructed to still be considered cup champions? No, I'll guy that one.
Okay.
But can they get themselves out of it and still be a playoff team without a major move? Yes, guy. They can. I think the talent is there, but they got to start playing their game. They got to start executing, and players got to start playing to expectation, not severely below expectation. Austin Matthews has to start putting the puck in the back of the net a heck of a lot more too. I mean, the way that he's the lack of scoring we've seen from him, he's got to stay healthy also, clearly, but he's got to start scoring a heck of a lot more too. So if this team can get back to expectation, Carlo comes back, he's healthy. If Tanev comes back and stays healthy, Wool's now back, Stolarz gets into the thing, and we get that tandem that we envisioned that we got a season ago, yes, I think they're good enough to still be a playoff team as currently constructed. Oh, yes, guy, that one. But if they have aspirations to win a Stanley Cup still, I still think a big addition is needed to get them to that status.
That would be really creative. They've got next to no cap room. But the question was fixable as is, and you gave that a yes guy. Go ahead, sir.
Easton Cowan has earned a permanent spot in the NHL.
Permanent spot. Oh, in the NHL, absolutely yes guy. He's an NHL player. He's got some growing pains, but so what? All first-year players do. Absolutely yes guy. Are you with that?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm a yes guy on that too. I think Easton Cowan certainly has played his way into the NHL. He had to go down to the American League when guys got healthy and all that, and now he's back in the NHL and he's playing his game. I think that was good for him to go down, have that adversity, and now he's back, and he's really one of the only guys who seems to have a motor out there, right? Like he's young and inexperienced. I get that, but he's going in and battling for pucks in the corner. He's the one who's not afraid to shoot. He's playing a simple game. He's executing, I think, a lot of what the coach is telling him to do, and that's what's going to keep him in the NHL. The fact that he's doing exactly what he is told. And there was a quote the other day about Craig Berube asked about Easton Cowan. I think it was after he scored that goal in Columbus, and he said, "Yeah, he's doing all the things we ask of him." And that's how you stick in the NHL as a 20-year-old. And as long as he continues to do that, I think for sure he's among the team's best 12 forwards, and definitely to me has a spot in this lineup.
Okay, kind of a cynical yes guy, no guy, but too bad. And so here it is. Yes guy, no guy. This drop-off was going to happen anyway.
Ooh, meaning what, Jim?
Well, they weren't going to be as good as last year in the regular season, whether Marner was there or not. I mean, they were going to their window, their opportunity is starting to dwindle, and they were just going to run into something this year, one way or the other.
Yes, guy. Yeah, yes, guy. I would agree with that, and I think it's really goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Like the underlying numbers from last season didn't quite match up with the results. They performed a little bit above expectation. They got really good goaltending, and their special teams were on fire. You expected those to maybe level out a little bit, and it has not really, or it has leveled out a lot a bit, and that's the big reason why this team is where they're at.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. If the Olympic team was chosen today, John Tavares has played himself onto Team Canada.
Oh, I would say yes, guy. I'm not convinced that that's going to happen, but I would put him on the team. He's had a fantastic season. This guy is one of my favorites in that on a yearly basis, people keep dropping him down the roster, and he finds a way to maintain his position and come up with something new. I think that when he signed that sweetheart deal, most people had him dropping down to the third line. Look at this guy. He's been their best leaf.
Either the third line or try and push him over the wing, but he just continues to show up and do his thing. He's been Mr. Consistent for years, and he just continues to do that. 28 points, leads the team with 12 goals through 24 games, on pace for a 40-goal season. And, I mean, no one expected that at his age. Everyone looked at him last year and said, there's probably going to be some regression from Tavares after a massive bounce-back season, but it seems like he just keeps chugging along. He's doing his thing. So would he make Team Canada? We'll see. It's a very difficult group to make. And if they want to go younger, faster, that might be kind of what holds him from being on the team.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's squeeze another one in here. Yes guy, no guy. When people say the Leafs could make a deal and salvage this, you look at the list of players and all the no trades, and you go, trade who? I mean, I don't see the trade. Do you?
Yes, guy. That's exactly what I say. You know, they just got to go out and get someone. All right, well, to get, you got to give. What are you giving up? And how are you giving it up? Like, sure, I guess you could trade away Easton Cowan, or you can trade away Ben Danford, or, give away your first-round pick in 2028, leaving you with 0 first-rounders for the next 3 years. Sure, you could give up that stuff, but I doubt that that's what management wants to do. So you got to look at the roster on the Maple Leafs now, and whether it's inefficient contracts, whether it's no move clauses, or whether it's just brutal play, there's not a lot of sexy to this Maple Leafs roster when it comes to a trade value right now, unless you're looking at a Matthews or a Nyes or a William Nylander or a John Tavares for that matter. But I just don't see that happening. So yeah, I sit here and I'm like, how? What trade is there out there that could turn things around right away? It'd have to get pretty creative, I think.
Okay, I mean, a supplemental based on that one. Yes guy, no guy. This team, regardless of who the manager was or is, has spent far too much time trying to correct the bottom six.
Ooh. Yes guy.
Yeah.
Yes guy. I mean, years. I mean, we've been sitting there saying that this team isn't deep enough and they've gotten little to no offense from the bottom six, and they thought they had fixed it this offseason. You know, I thought they had fixed it this offseason. You bring in Dakota Joshua, who had, 18 goals a couple of years ago in Vancouver. Nick Lavoie has had, 15 goals steady for the last 5 seasons in Vegas. And, Matias Maccelli was in the mix. Max Domi, you thought, okay, maybe he ends up playing some bottom 6 minutes for you. He could provide some offense. He's been a 40-point guy pretty well since he got here. So you expected it to at least be a lot better than it's been this season, but it's been much of the same. A lack of offense, a lack of scoring, and quite frankly, they've been far below expectation defensively as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm going to slip this liner in. I forgot to do it earlier, and then I'm probably going to squeeze one more question in before we break. Overdrive is hooking up the coaching legends of Leafs Nation this season, and you know exactly what we mean. The diehards have put in a legendary shift in the coach every Leafs game, feeding, cheering, cursing at the TV. This is their chance to win Leafs tickets. Head to tsn1050.ca, nominate the ultimate Leafs fan, someone who never misses a game but just can't seem to score tickets. Every week we'll pick one fan and upgrade them from a seat on the couch to a seat in the barn. Overdrive coaching legends powered by Medea, the world's #1 smart home appliance brand. Go to tsn1050.ca. So we got about 90 seconds here, AB. Let's do that. Yes guy, no guy. The Leafs will, sort of a yes guy, no guy. The Leafs will win tonight if
they defend and skate. If they defend and skate. And some of that is, I mean, they go hand in hand, kind of. But you look at the blue line that they're throwing out there tonight, Jim. No Chris Tanev, no Brandon Carlo. Simon Benoit is also out of the game. I mean, you're looking at a lineup of Riley, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Jake McCabe, and Troy Stetcher as your second pair defensemen, and then Dakota Mermis and Phil Myers, who's been statistically the worst player in the NHL this season. So, they're being asked to be better, to skate and to kill plays and be harder in the defensive end. The problem is I don't know if they have the personnel to do that with all the injuries and guys missing from the lineup. So if they got to play and perform way above expectation on the blue line to win tonight, that's for sure.
We'll continue on Leafs Game Night at TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Bet99 is built in Canada by Canadians for Ontario players. In fact, Bet99 is so Canadian it's an official partner of the NHL. Bet99 has more than 2,500 casino games.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. See store for details.
Derry is a beautiful place, but things do happen from time to time.
Crave is the exclusive home of groundbreaking HBO originals, including It, Welcome to Derry, the much-anticipated new series from the world of Stephen King. Go back to where it all began.
There's something bad here in Derry.
It, Welcome to Derry. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Ag Carolina Farm Credit has worked with generations of farmers right here in North Carolina. Being local to this area and knowledgeable about our farms and rural communities makes all the difference. An Ag Carolina member in Johnston County recently shared that he has peace of mind knowing that Ag Carolina and his loan officer have his best interests in mind. And he tells others about Ag Carolina every chance he gets. See what it means to work with a local lending cooperative by finding your nearest office at agcarolina.com. Equal housing lender.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
Out-hustled, outshot, and outscored. And yet another nasty trend revisited, a blown lead. The team struggling to find its way. Oh, yes, guy, no question about that. The real question is, can they figure it out on short notice? Well, let's find out. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey starts now.
It's time for Molson Canadian Leafs hockey on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
Oh, yes, they do. And battling in Pittsburgh tonight. Welcome aboard, Jim Taddy, Mike DiStefano, a.k.a. Al's brother. Bonesy and Ralphie standing by. You'll hear from them at about 7:15. In the meantime, some lineup changes. Craig Berube outlines what's going on.
What are the lineup changes for tonight?
Nylander's back in. Domi's back in.
Who comes out?
Yarn Croc will be out and Michelli.
What's the message to Max?
Just what we talked about yesterday. I spoke to you guys. Just getting more engaged, more involved. Doing what he can do with the puck, but it's more about pace with him, and just getting more involved in the game. Like physical, getting to the net, skating with the puck, attacking, hanging on the pucks, all that stuff.
What's your message to the team coming off a tough loss last night? Right?
Yeah, it was encouraging in the third period. We outchanced them, but we made a few mistakes and cost us the game. But for me tonight, we just need to come out and play with confidence right away. Puck possession is going to be key here tonight. Let's get the pucks. Let's make plays. Let's get on our toes and get going the other way. And when we don't have it, we got to work because it's a quick team over there. We got to make sure we're getting back above things. And the biggest thing for me in D zone right now is killing plays. We're just a little light in that department. We're not quick enough on things and not heavy and physical enough. Whether it's your stick battles or just being physical, kill plays quick so we can get the puck and get going the other way. I thought we let them come out of scrums too much with the puck, and then we get extended D-zone time.
Your observations on Dennis?
He's been really good in practice. He hasn't played for a while, but he's practiced really well and gotten a lot of work with Sanford, which is good. And, his work ethic is high right now, so it's been good.
In your experience, how beneficial is it to get right back at it less than 24 hours after it's over?
Can be really good. I thought guys, talked in a room after the game. They were positive, and the vibe seems good today. So, got a couple fresh bodies coming in, which is good on a back-to-back. Obviously, Willie's a guy that we need. He's been very good for us, and hoping to get a real good response from Max tonight.
How much do you think the illness took out of William? Or you're going to have to keep it?
He said to me he feels good. We'll just play it by ear.
Because it was the first time that he'd been healthy scratches. It's something where you kind of have to sit and kind of explain why, or is it just kind of he knows?
Yeah, we had a conversation in Columbus already, and then he played that night. But I felt like it was just a time to. We talked already, and we had a talk, so it was time to, scratch him for a game, reset a little bit, get him thinking, and like I said, just hopefully we get a good response here tonight.
Anything you can take from the previous meeting against these Penguins that you can apply tonight?
Yeah, we were pretty flat-footed. I thought in the second period, obviously, it wasn't a good period, but then a great response in the third period. That's basically what the game was, and we ended up winning that game.
When you were preparing, what do you see from Crosby right now to be on pace for more than 50 goals at this stage?
Well, he never slows down, right? I think the preparation that he puts in, every day, summertime, the work ethic, love for the game, still wanting to win, be competitive. He's just one of those guys that never gets old.
Coach Berube all set to battle the Penguins in Pittsburgh. So here are the lines that the Leafs skated with. This is, according to Mark Masters, what they warmed up with. Matthews between Domi and Nyes. Tavares between Nylander and Cowan. Wad between McMahon and Joshua. And Lawton centering Robertson and Lorenzen. On the blue line, Riley, OEL, McCabe, Stetcher, and Mermis and Myers, the defensive pairing. Silderby starts in goal. I don't know about UAB, but when I look at that blue line, it's a little sketchy, isn't it?
it's scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
A guy you claimed off waivers a couple weeks ago is currently part of your shutdown pair. That's not ideal. I'll say this though: Stetter's played well since he's come over here.
Yes.
The last 5 games, I was digging into the numbers. A 1.38 expected goals against per game, which leads the Maple Leafs. Is the lowest expected goals against. It's been very sheltered. There's been a lot of offensive zone starts, and now that he's with McCabe, I'd imagine he'll have to play in his defensive zone a little bit more, get those starts, but it's a big challenge for him. But yeah, it doesn't look like a great defense. It looks like a preseason game, ultimately. That blue line looks like the type you'd ice in a preseason game.
Yeah, I like Mermis. I mean, long term, I like his potential. He could turn into something. Myers has struggled. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Myers has had a really, really tough season here. I mean, we're talking at the end of the day, Jim. I mean, they have to skate well. They got to kill plays, just like the coach said, and they've got to play above expectations. That's a pretty good team over there in Pittsburgh, and they got some players who are bound for the Hall of Fame. That eventually, again, you're on the road too, so you don't, Berube's not going to have the opportunity to line match the way that Pittsburgh will be able to. So, they're going to be opportunities for Pittsburgh to pick apart, Mermis and Myers, or maybe Troy Stetcher and McCabe. I mean, Morgan Riley has not been, overly great in his own end. You saw it last night in Washington, him lose a man and resulting into a goal against. Like, he leads all NHLers in goals against this season at 5-on-5. So it's a ragtag there defensively, which means that the Maple Leafs are going to win tonight. There's a good chance they're going to have to score their way out of it. And they do got a couple of fresh legs out there in the top 6. So Domi comes in. Hopefully he can get that reset and that scratch and score. Maybe Trent can come through for him. Nylander, not playing last night, playing tonight. Maybe his legs will be a little fresher against the team that also played last night. So that's kind of what you're hoping for. I think if I'm a betting man, Jim, I'm taking the over in this game. I think that this is going to be a bit of a sloppy one.
Well, it could be, but I mean, the Penguins' goals against average 4th best in the league, so I don't know if that applies, but we'll see. And you want to keep away from their special teams because they're really darn good. But if you went about your business and played a good road game, it could happen. The one thing I will say, though, a lot of the criticisms that we've said in the last hour about the Leafs apply to any struggling team. You show me a team that's not in the playoffs, and I'll show you a team that spends too much time in their own zone. It's that simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. It really, really can be that simple. And, when you spend a lot of time in your own zone, when you turn the puck over in your own end, when you're not killing plays, you're not forcing turnovers, you're spending a lot of time there. And that means that there's more chances for the opposition to put the puck in the back of the net. And that's kind of where the Maple Leafs have found themselves more times than not.
I'm kind of fascinated with Hildeby also because as the season started, he wasn't expected to do much. They were going to sort of have him in the American Hockey League for a full year so he could develop. This guy looks a lot different than he did last year. He's really matured in the last 12 months. He looks good. He's, as Ralphie would say, centered, square to the puck, and makes some really great saves. He's come a long way. So I don't know where this goes for him, but it is a positive for the organization.
Yeah, he's a big goaltender for sure, and the Maple Leafs have depth in goal. It's one of the few positions where I think they have organizational depth. Even below him, this Akhtiamov kid, who's been in Russia the last couple of years, and they got another one in behind him. So there's some good organizational depth at the goaltending position. But at the end of the day, they hope that Wall and Stolarz can be the guys this year. Both of them have multi-year contracts and need to be the tandem that they were a season ago if the Maple Leafs want to get back on track. But tonight it's Hildeby. Tonight they're leaning on him, and he has an opportunity. And if it's anything like we've seen over the course of pretty well all season, he's going to have to be the star of the show because, the Maple Leafs, the few games that they've been able to win lately, they've gotten excellent goaltending. And even the one in Columbus, Wall basically goalied the Blue Jackets and stole a victory for Toronto. It might have to be a similar performance for Hildeby tonight.
So just about a minute to do this. When I'm looking at the lineup, I agree with what you said about Domi and Nylander. They could be big factors tonight. So that brings me back to the bottom 6. Waugh centering McMahon and Joshua. I had better thoughts for this line. It hasn't played that much together, but in training camp it looked like it might be a good go-to third line. And Lawton centering now Robertson and Lorentz. Those 6 guys, we have to have something from them for the Leafs to win.
Yeah, theoretically, I like the look of it. You know what I mean? I like the look of it, and I like if they play to their potential, what they could be as a top six, or as a bottom six. We haven't seen it yet. We have not seen the best of the bottom six yet this season. So, again, the clock is ticking. It's time to turn things around, and it may have to start tonight.
Yeah, so the Penguins sit in a wild card spot, and if they went on a bit of a streak, they could top their division. The Leafs just a point ahead of Buffalo and in desperate search of something. Will they get it? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. Going to step out and hand it over to Bonesy and Ralphie with the accounts and descriptions of tonight's game. The Leafs in Pittsburgh, Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Get Superstore delivered. Shop the same in-store prices online and enjoy unlimited delivery with PCX Pass. Get your first year for $2.50.
Derry is a beautiful place, but things do happen from time to time.
Crave is the exclusive home of groundbreaking HBO originals, including It, Welcome to Derry, the much-anticipated new series from the world of Stephen King. Go back to where it all began.
There's something bad here in Derry.
It, Welcome to Derry. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. For details.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada?
Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
How many band members is too many band members? How about 30? Canadian electro alt band Brand Band 3000 had a big hit in the late 90s with Drinkin' in LA, but didn't go about making music in a conventional manner. Although they would eventually pare down the group from upwards of 30 people to a mere 9 core members, it was an open door policy to who was in the group. Listen to the latest episode of Encore for the story behind Brand Band 3000's Drinking in LA, wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/free-forever to learn more.
All those breakfast classics Benny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee, still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Sport Chek's Black Friday sale is on now from November 20th to December 3rd. Save up to 60% on puffers, hockey equipment, running shoes, and more, both online and in-store. Say it with sport this holiday season. Exclusions apply.
Check this out. This morning I caught my dad trying to order food from the toaster. He gave it a really bad review. Then for lunch he made me a sandwich with extra toothpaste. Yeah. And this evening he looked at me and said, "You remind me of my son." I didn't have the heart to tell him. Nobody understands how serious care is until they have to do it themselves. I'm Jerry D, and over 8 million Canadians care for their loved ones. Petro-Canada Caremakers Foundation helps family caregivers get the care they need.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
Leafs are in Pittsburgh at the PPG Arena as they tangle with the Penguins, coming off another heartbreaking loss the other night and squandering a 2-0 lead. The goaltenders Arthur Seelovs will be up against Dennis Hildeby as the Leafs are looking to try to find some kind of traction, and they have really not been able to do anything remotely close to it.
No, it just seems like they're losing at different levels, right? Whether it's 5-4 or 3-2, and now they're in the 3-2 loss category.
Face-off will be brought to you by Alpine Credits. Do you own your own home and need a loan? Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Dennis Hildeby's record is 0-2-1, 3.37 goals against average as the puck is dropped, and we're underway. Penguins to the left and the Leafs to the right as it's shot down into the Toronto zone. Hildeby sweeping it around the boards to the near wing. It comes free, and now Domi back into the lineup is able to get it freed up to his defense as the pass comes ahead, and Nyes tips it down into Pittsburgh territory. Nyes getting a puck along the near board. Centers in front. Domi took a swipe at it but didn't make contact, and the Penguins have knocked it down into the Toronto zone. Jake McCabe goes back to retrieve the puck. Morgan Rielly starts out at center and will send it in. Simon Benoit not in the lineup. He has gone home. And the other change is Matthias Michelli is not in the lineup as well as Domi checks back in. And a welcome addition again is William Nylander as a shot from the point is swallowed up by Hildeby off the stick of Malkin. And it'll be faced off in the Toronto zone.
I guess it says a lot, doesn't it, when Max Domi goes from being a scratch to being on the first line as to how things have gone and what Craig Berube is kind of grasping at straws, trying to find anything that works. Max Domi has not scored in 13 games since a 2-goal night, including the game winner against Calgary at home.
Played down into the Pittsburgh zone off the face-off. Nylander out there with Tavares and Cowan, and the puck goes free in the Leafs zone and played off the boards to center. Penguins back in over the line into the right wing corner. It goes for Novak. He gets it around back of the net. Loose in front of the net is Bantha, and a chance there was knocked away. Leafs are able to clear it out at center. Oliver Ekman-Larsson off a stick it into the Pittsburgh zone. Cowan races after it as it'll come around on the near wing and then back behind the net. And Shea will get it ahead, and out come Pittsburgh to center. They'll roll it into the Leaf zone. Icing waved off, played back of the net by Mermis. Penguins onto it in the far corner. Myers trying to play it behind the net. Mermis gets it up on the wing. Leafs don't get it out. The long shot is steered wide of the net by Hildeby. Now the Leafs do get it out into the center ice area. No score early here in this hockey game. Dumba to the right wing side. Trying to get in was Kindle. He couldn't get a shot away, and the Leafs have it again in their own zone. Jake McCabe taking his time as changes are coming here for the Maple Leafs. He'll circle back behind the net. McCabe surveying the area and now starts out in front of his own goal with a pass up on the right wing. Played to the line, out of the reach of Steven Lorenz. The puck comes back at center. Chopped off the boards by Stetcher and then brought across the line offside at the Pittsburgh blue line. The Penguins have had the one shot on goal, and we're 17-19 left to play in the first period. No score.
Boy, I don't know how Anthony Mantha misses this opportunity right at the top of the crease, wide open in front of Hildeby.
And it rolled right over his stick.
Although we thought the Morgan Rielly goal in Washington last night was a good sign, a kind of a fluky one from the boards. But that only lasted till about the third period. That's a good sign.
Got into the Leaf zone. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets it ahead. Nyes plays it into the zone. Now trying to get around Erik Karlsson, who runs a little interference there in order to secure the puck. Leafs get a turnover at the blue line. Domi knocking it around back of the net. Matthews getting it into the corner is engaged and loses the puck, and Crosby gets it out at center ice. Ong shoot in. Goaltender had to play it, so there's no icing, but the Leafs get a chance to bring it back through neutral ice. Riley's in over the line into the slot area. Nylander didn't shoot it. Cross pass to the near point. McCabe trying to work into the corner. Played it back of the net. Now Cowan sweeps it back. No one there as the Leafs were changing. Stetcher didn't get onto the ice in order to keep it in. Puck in the center ice area. Penguins on the right wing side with Letang. Up in over the line. 3-on-2 Russian, and then Fanning on the shot there. That time it was Novak who had it roll over his stick as well. Leafs have caught a couple of breaks here. Tavares down in the offensive zone. Unable to get it in any deeper. Brought to center ice by Lizotte. He gets it in on the left wing. Dewar trying to send it around the boards and does. Back of the net. Cowan got there first to free it up for the defense. The pass up to Nylander, who's able to play it high, but it's going to be too high and end up going the length of the rink. Icing called here against Toronto. No score in the hockey game early with about 5 minutes played.
Well, for Dennis Hildeby, Joe, 0-2-1 on the season. He has not won a game since last January when he beat the Philadelphia Flyers at home in overtime. So he's got a stretch of 0-4-2 in his last 6 decisions. We have seen him come in Montreal, in Boston, in relief for both Anthony Stolarz and Joseph Woll.
Penguins step up at center and rifle it down into the Leaf zone. Battle on the far boards there with Joshua trying to get it free. It comes back to the blue line. Kept in by the Penguins, centering for Malkin. A shot into the glove of Hildeby, his best save, as Malkin got a quick shot away from the top of the circles.
Malkin just 6 goals on the year for the Penguins, but 24 points, so he's a point-a-game player. But Sidney Crosby's been, incredible. We talk about John Tavares and what we see on a regular basis from him, but Sidney Crosby on pace for a 50-goal season for the Penguins.
Wouldn't that be something? Do you think he's a little excited about going to the Olympics?
Well, can you imagine not having him?
Oh. Icing call here against Toronto again.
I know some players over the years have earned the name Captain Canada. Remember Ryan Smith, for one, would always go to the World Championship.
Mainly because their team was eliminated in the regular season.
But Sidney Crosby is just one of those players that it's universal, you have to admire.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're a fan of Florida or Colorado.
Yep. Penguins win the draw. Point shot, gloved by Hildeby again. And another face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
And Crosby,
he's a generation that you look at him and you think of Howe, you think of Orr, you think, Gretzky.
Well, even Lemieux,
and
right before
Lemieux
him.
before him, to have 2 of them back-to-back in the same city.
Well, and then throw in Malkin.
Yeah. Well, he's just along for the ride, but
1 year difference on the draft.
Face-off in the Toronto zone, controlled by the Leafs. Riley's bank pass, though, got too far, and then Lorenz was able to get it out, but unable to get it into the zone cleanly was Robertson. Penguins have it now under control and start back at center. Koivunen gets it in over the line, trying to work along the boards, but it was stolen back by the Leafs, and Riley starts up ice. He'll send it deep into Pittsburgh territory. No icing. As the official, you could hear him hollering, but Ryan Shea has it now, and a pass up on the near wing. Koivunen gets it across the line, drops it off now. Heinen couldn't make a pass. The Leafs are able to knock it back down into Pittsburgh territory, and the Penguins go back to retrieve it. Chris Letang getting it to his defense partner, and Shea sends it down into the Leaf end. Cleared by goaltender Hildeby around the boards, but it's going to go all the way down the ice. No icing, says the linesman. And Carlson is back there to retrieve it. Erik Karlsson getting it up on the right wing boards. Hayes played it down into the Toronto end. Stetcher got it back of the net for Toronto, ran out of a bit of real estate, tried to find Domi on the right wing, but it was out of his reach. Now McCabe tries the other side with a bank pass, and the Leafs do get it under control, and out at center for Nyes. Along to the left wing boards and into the zone he goes. Nyes looking for Matthews, who went a little bit too far. Now Nyes finds Oliver Ekman-Larsson, far half boards, centering past and break now out in front, and they score! Oliver Ekman-Larsson on an attempted pass had it blocked, but it comes right back to him. He steps out from the half wall and tucks it in for a 1-0 Toronto lead.
Back-to-back games, the Leafs get the first break, and back-to-back games, it's a defenseman that finds the back of the net. Morgan Rielly last night, and this time, after great control by Matthew Nyes along the left wing boards in the Pittsburgh zone, threw it to the right wing side, where Ekman-Larsson picked it up, tried to hit Cowan going to the net. It rattled off a Pittsburgh skate and came right back to him. And he had just enough room to take it to the front of the net and snap at blocker's side. So first shot of the game, again for the Leafs, has them up 1-0.
Fourth goal of the season for Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
9-game point streak now. Boy, goal Leaf goal chance in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Well, it's a short drive. Done it many times. Played down into the corner in the Leaf zone. Chopped along the boards for Tavares. And then Nylander is able to get it out to the line, but not out of the zone. Leafs have it again in their own territory. And a long lead pass looking for Cowan, who was breaking, but it went off his stick. Novak gets it back of the net for Pittsburgh. Cut off on the far side by Roy. Back along the boards. Nick Roy gets it down into the corner. Nylander hoping for a loose puck to materialize. Roy does well to battle there, but he was outgunned. And then a big hit by Dakota Joshua flattens one of the Penguins. Puck goes down into the Toronto end. Roy up against the boards. They battle for it. It is pushed to the side of the net and behind the goal, and we get a whistle from the back official. And is there a penalty coming here?
Oh, I have a feeling Leafs are going to the box first. They had control of the puck anyway when the whistle went. Well, it looks like it's going to be Dakota Mermis, and it sounded like the call was a hold. Boy, and Malkin just clamped onto his stick, didn't he?
And argued the case rather well. And end up getting the penalty. The Leafs will be a man short when we return, leading 1-0. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Black Friday is on now at Mark's. From November 27th to December 3rd, save up to 70% in-store and online. Great deals with new offers on winter boots.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Details.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Back for more, I see.
Trust can be a killer.
The ultimate battle of wits and deception, where every move could be your last.
The Traitors Canada, all new Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
That help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
Winter always finds a way in, through the cracks around your doors, and that drafty window you looked at and thought, next year's problem. It sneaks in through your attic, and that cold spot, you know the one. And before you know it, your dog's side eye is saying, I have fur and I'm still cold. Don't let winter find your home's weak spots. Get a home energy assessment through home renovation savings from Enbridge Gas and Save On Energy, then get rebates on home upgrades. Money back and toasty paws. Visit homerenovationsavings.ca/bundles. Terms and conditions apply.
You're listening to the Intermission Show on the home of the blue and white on the Leafs Radio Network. TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey is on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
Seelogs was able to scoop that into the corner. Now the Leafs get it in front for Nylander. And one-timer. They score. Cowan off the right side. A give and go with Willie. And the Leafs restore a 2-1 lead. The Cowboy is hot.
He certainly is. That's why it's 2-1 for the Leafs. Over Pittsburgh after 20 minutes of play. TSN After 20 brought to you by Subaru. This fall, Uncommon comes standard in all Subaru product. Welcome to the Leafs Intermission Report. Jim Taddy and Mike DiStefano, AB with you. AB, I love both those goals. Good zone pressure, good passing, good shooting. What else do you want?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for. And we talked about it. They got some chances in that game against Washington, but didn't bury them, right? They weren't able to bury many. They got 2, and then that was it. Well, they got 2 so far through the first 20 minutes. And that play, that Cowan to Nylander, back to Cowan, I mean, that was a thing of beauty. And I think everybody in the building, myself included, sitting on my couch, thought Nylander was going to take that shot. And clearly you saw Sheelows take the bait as well. He went down, left a wide open cage for Easton Cowan, who barely finally realized that the puck was coming back to him. Was a little bit flat-footed, caught off foot, but he got the puck off, and he's played really well recently. And early in the season, he had some chances, had some opportunities. Even when he got called back up, the chances were there. They just weren't dropping. That's now 2 big goals in the last few games here. It's good to see Easton Cowan starting to finally bury those opportunities.
Yeah, he looks like he's matured in what, the couple of weeks he was with the Marlies. He's come back a different player. And you know, the Leafs did have good zone pressure, a totally different look for them in that period.
Yeah, and they won a couple of battles, right? Two things I noted, Tatman. When the Leafs are able to control the zone entry, it feels like they have more success. And you look at that goal there, the Cowan goal. That one was, again, John Tavares takes the puck in over the line himself, controls the entry, and takes the puck to the net, and they're able to win a battle, keep the puck alive, keep possession alive, and it leads to that goal. The first one, same thing. Matthew Nyes, controlled entry, gets the puck in, and then eventually, Oliver Ekman-Larsson's able to get the puck in the back of the net. I think that maybe is what they need to do a little bit more often, those controlled entries, because the chip and chase just isn't working. The foot speed isn't there. And, so often the opposition's getting to those pucks and clearing them out of the zone. That's why the Maple Leafs aren't spending enough time in the offensive zone. But if they can have some success controlling these entries and controlling possession in the offensive zone, I think that's another way that they can try and establish that zone time.
Yeah, I agree, and certainly the zone entry in the power play is another concern. But while we're talking about them being in the
power play as a whole is a concern here, Jimmy.
It's tough. But when we're talking about the Leafs and how they're playing in the Pittsburgh zone, the flip side of that is they're not in their own zone much, are they?
No, exactly, and that's what we talked about coming into the game. The Maple Leafs spending way too much time in their own end. And look, you got to give some credit to the forward group. I think they're playing a complete game. They're supporting their defense. They're coming back and they're helping break the puck out, which is exactly what you have to do when you got a ragtag bunch of dudes out there on the blue line. Like we said, this is a preseason level blue line out there for the Maple Leafs tonight, but hasn't quite looked like it. I mean, the one goal that the Penguins scored was on the power play. It was a shorthanded goal. At 5-on-5, they've only given up 4 scoring chances throughout the game, so they've played well. Hildebees had to come up with a couple big saves. Did have to get that stop shorthanded. Blake Lizotte just got a piece of it with his glove, and then there was that turnover, and he had to make another save there. So Hildebees done his job. He's doing his best Joseph Woll impression. But overall, I think the Leafs have to be pleased with how they played in that first period. If they can do that for 40 more minutes, I think they have a chance to win this hockey game.
Totally agree. And we were talking about individuals upping their game, and Nylander back in is certainly noticeable, but I think it's the whole unit that looks good. It's not any one guy, it's all of them. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're referring to that line or just the whole team? The whole forward unit. It looks like it's perky. Yeah, it totally does. I think there was a number of shifts there where you see them establishing some pressure, getting a couple opportunities, zipping the puck around. But I think that second line right now has so much. They have the confidence in the coach right now. And I think something that you can point to that suggests that is after the Maple Leafs allow the power play goal, right away, instead of going to Matthews and Nyes, the top line, I say in quotations, they send over Tavares, Nylander, and Easton Cowan, because I think that's the line that's been going right now, and that's the line that has the confidence in the coach, and they respond with a big goal too. Yeah, Tavares and Cowan last night struggled if you're counting plus minus, but having said that, that wasn't the real reason they lost that game. They scored on their first shot on goal tonight. Did the same thing last night, but tonight they were able to build on it. Yes, and that's something that they have to continue to do. Again, you talked about some things you liked, but there's also some things that need to be cleaned up. And I think not shooting themselves in the foot can be right at the top of the list, right? They score a goal, and then they take a penalty. They get a big hit, and then they take a penalty. And, I think that's ultimately where Toronto, if you sit here and you say, what else can they do? What else can this team do to get themselves out of the rut that they're in? What things can they erode from their game? And turnovers and penalties are one of them. And both those penalties I didn't like a whole lot. If you're skating and moving your feet, Max Domi probably doesn't take that penalty. Dakota Mermis probably doesn't take that penalty. They're stick penalties. They're a little lazy, and that's something else going forward that you can erode from your game. And hopefully, that's especially against Pittsburgh, man. Like, this team
33% power play now, 32% power play now. Like, you cannot continue to take penalties against them.
Fun fact on the way out, OEL's 9-game point streak is tied for second longest in Maple Leaf history by a defenseman, tied with Franson, Turnbull, and McCabe. Curvers had the most with 10 in 1990. Curvers, of course, we know what draft pick
Cody
cost him.
Franson had a 9-game point streak with the Maple Leafs during that era of Maple Leafs hockey. That's impressive. I got to be honest, I did not see that one coming.
Do you remember what Curvers cost him?
No, what Curvers cost him?
Scott Niedermayer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
draft schmaft. Anyway, we'll just leave that one alone. 2-1 for the Leafs over Pittsburgh after 20 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
At Boston Pizza, we think fast lunch doesn't have to be fast food. So we created BP's 20-minute lunch special for just $15. Come into your...
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Details.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Watch out.
Sorry.
They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season. Stream now. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Maple Leafs carry a 2-1 lead into the second period. Sort of the good news. The bad news, and we talked about this, you and I, during the intermission, is that you become almost a habit-forming kind of a team.
Good and bad.
Yep. And last year, protecting leads, they were magnificent.
36-1-1.
And
in
this
fact,
year,
they didn't blow a lead into the third period, but they led after 2 until I think it was late February.
And this year,
yeah, it started first road game. Leafs beat Montreal at home 5-2 in the season opener. Went to Detroit, 2-0 lead against the Red Wings after the first, and then the Avalanche game, so to speak. The Red Wings 3 against in the second, 3 against in the third.
So we're ready to go with the second period. And the puck is dropped. The Leafs to our left on your radio dial, and the Penguins to the right. Final seconds of the Leaf power play ticking down. Domi got it in over the line, but it is cleared out at center ice. Lizotte trying to get across the line, but things bogged down enough to provide an offside, and a face-off comes in neutral ice. Penalty is over.
Leafs are on a stretch now, Joe. This is the 5th straight time they've scored 2 goals. The other 4, that was it. So the offense, that was good. The defense has been better, but the offense has suffered because of it. They haven't been able to find that balance. But they have not scored more than 3 goals in a game since November the 9th in a 5-4 loss against Carolina at home.
Carlson brings the puck up, got a shot in on goal that Hildeby was able to stop. It comes to the point again, fired around back of the Toronto goal. On the near boards, a collision there as the puck comes free, and it is Nye skating to center and gives off to Riley on the left wing, who has jumped into the rush, and then he got it back to Nye, who got a bit of a shot away that fluttered in on goal, and Seelov's made the play. It comes back the other way, and a shot kicked away by Hildeby. Puck on the wing, and now out comes Matthews. Matthews to center. Matthews to the line and in, just flipping it into the right wing corner. He heads to the bench. Nye's unable to provide any forecheck, and the Penguins have it again. Back in their own zone, Witherspoon starts out, looks to the left wing side to find Ryan Shea, who shoots it down into the Leaf end. Jake McCabe gets there first, got it ahead to Tavares. Tavares was hooked as he went into the corner by Crosby, but gets it out at center. Tipped in over the line for Cowan, but he couldn't reach it as was a little bit too far for him. Nylander getting it back. Stetcher comes to center and gives it back to Willie. Nylander got it ahead to the line. Tavares to Cowan, back into Tavares. Looking in front, goes back and centering pass for Cowan that didn't reach him. Malkin is able to get the puck out at center, but then turns it over again. Nylander unable to get to it. Out come the Penguins now with Shea with a pass into neutral ice. Up ahead for Malkin. Malkin across the line with Heinen. Drops it for Heinen. Knocked off his stick. And Myers will get it to center and out at neutral ice. Flipped to the line. And it's going to be into the Toronto bench, apparently. Whistled down by the linesman. So a face-off will come in neutral ice.
Pretty important game for Philip Myers as well, Joe. He has been a healthy scratch, 5 in a row. Last game was in Chicago, when again the Leafs blew a lead in the third period, much like last night in Washington, led 2-1 into the third period and lost it in regulation. But in that game, played a little over 8 minutes and was -2.
Played down into the Pittsburgh zone. McMahon carries back of the net, drops it back to the point. Morgan Riley to the near side to OEL. Back to Riley. Wrist shot coming in traffic, and they score! A deflection in front of the net. Roy was there with McMahon, and they tip it home, and it is a 3-1 Toronto lead.
I think McMahon might be the one, Joe, that got his stick on it.
It looks like.
And the Leafs need more of that. Get traffic in front. Dakota Joshua was there too. Yeah, this is a fortunate redirection. McMahon on a Morgan Riley shot deflects it down, and then it goes off the shin pad of the Pittsburgh defenseman and into the net. So a harmless looking play, but that's what you want from this line, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of size. Get to the front of the net, win some battles. And the Leafs have a 2-goal lead.
Dumba was the unfortunate Pittsburgh player that had to go off his shin pad as a centering pass comes in front of the Leaf goal. And then a play up the boards by Myers was blocked. And the Penguins keep it into the zone. Into the slot, and a shot is going to be swallowed up by Hildeby. And he will hold on.
Boy, as soon as you talk about Myers, it's a big game for him. Offs the puck up at the left wing boards, and Dennis Hildeby fortunately puts out the fire. Pittsburgh still out shooting the Leafs 13-8 now. And let's not forget that the Leafs' biggest comeback win of the year came at home against Pittsburgh. They were horrible for 2 periods, down 3-0. They were outshot 17-3 in the second period of that game. And somehow managed 4 straight in regulation to beat the Penguins.
A glove pass that they're just going to let tick down. No one's going near it. And finally, the official's going to blow it dead. And
the faceoff is going to be in the Leaf zone. Like you said, probably the Leafs are saying, you know what? The trouble we've had holding on to leads, let's take the
time off the clock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This time, Pittsburgh wins the draw, but it comes all the way back down into Pittsburgh territory. Witherspoon gets it ahead and down into the Leaf end. Around back of the net to the near corner. Crosby cut it off. It's deflected back to the point and a shot. That deflected wide of the goal, and Domi is able to skate it out at center. He looks for a pass and finds Matthews, who will flip it in. Matthews strides into the corner after it, can't come up with it, and the Penguins get it to the line and just out. Domi almost knocked that back, and Matthews was in behind everyone. Long shooting is going to be caught and held by Hildeby. Austin Matthews, his 3rd game since coming back from injury, and is still looking for his first goal since that. He's picked up an assist.
Had the assist on the Matthew Nyes goal last night.
Bobby McMahon getting his 6th of the season at 2:24 of the period.
He'd gone 6 without finding the back of the net.
Pass to the near wing. Lifted by Mermis to center, but Pittsburgh have it under control and bring it right back in again with Kindle working wide. Got a shot. Good pad save and a rebound. Knocked wide into the corner, and the Leafs get it up, and Cowan will tip it out at center ice. Letang going back to retrieve it. The veteran takes it around back of the net, fed it off to Ryan Shea. He gets it ahead at center. Hayes across the line into the slot. Puck into the corner off of Koivunen. It comes into the front of the net area, but the Leafs are able to get it out. Nylander will shoot it in. Changes coming for the Maple Leafs. 3-1 Toronto here in the second period. Penguins launch it high to the line and in. Leafs are able to play it right back out again for Bobby McMahon. McMahon sends it in over the line and into the corner. Roy got there to get it back at the net. Trying to push it out in front of the goal. There was Joshua. That didn't work as it comes to the point. Wrist shot by Stetcher. Comes in front. Swinging shot. Scores! Joshua gets the rebound and rips it home. And it's the underlings that are doing the scoring. And the Maple Leafs have opened up a 4-1 lead here in the second period.
For Dakota Joshua, this is going to end a lengthy streak. 14 games without a goal. Remember, he scored back-to-back games in Buffalo and then at home against the Sabres. But now this line, we talk about how something becomes part of your DNA. Well, this line was out and scored on a redirection from a point shot for that Bobby McMahon knocked in. What do they do again? Go to the front of the net. Dakota Joshua picks one up and puts it home, and this time Christian Jarry is going to come in relief.
Seelov's breaking his stick as he goes into the Pittsburgh dressing room. And the Penguins' new head coach, Dan Muse, has decided that a goaltending change is applicable here as the Leafs have opened up a 4-1 lead on 9 shots on goal.
Yep, I remember those nights. You don't usually stay in for the 10th shot.
You think? Yeah.
And yet, I mean, nothing was
glaring, but
bounces.
Leafs get it out at center ice, but can't penetrate the blue line. Brought back the other way now by Lizotte. He tried to drop it back and had it picked away. And turning with it in his own zone is Scott Laughton. Laughton gets it up on the right side for Robertson. He had it knocked away. Penguins back at the line. Stolen back by Robertson. Given off then, and it'll be lifted into the zone by Steven Lorenz. As the Leafs are changing, 14-13 left to go in the second period. And the Leafs have opened up a 3-goal lead with a pair of goals here in the second stanza. Centering pass goes back of the net in the Leaf zone. Back to the point. Long shot blocked. Pushed out at center ice. Domi racing after it, but Carlson beat him to the puck. Witherspoon gets his pass and gets it out at center, and in on the right side come the Penguins. A shot as Mantha was heading to the front of the net. It comes free, and the Leafs will one-hand it out at center ice. A little bit too far for Domi to reach. Witherspoon for Pittsburgh. To the line and in, offside, as Novak was in early before Malkin was able to bring that puck in.
Okay, I'll ask you this. How comfortable do you feel right now?
Well, I'm pretty good. I got a chair here that kind of reclines. I can put my feet up, so I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I'm in denial myself. Let's talk about anything but.
But talk amongst yourselves. It is 4-1 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Ron is a teacher helping bright minds, but this time he needed help. Alpine Credit sent a cosmic superhero with a debt consolidation.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. for details.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
The biggest series are on Crave. Right now, get up to 40% off Crave annual plans for your first year and start streaming the latest HBO originals like It, Welcome to Derry.
What did you see? A clown.
Plus, this January, a new season of the Max original, The Pit.
And so it begins.
And 100 years before Game of Thrones. New series, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Get up to 40% off Crave annual plans for your first year. Offer ends December 1st. Terms apply. Visit crave.ca/Black Friday offer.
And we mentioned Nick Waugh had not scored in 19 games going back to the second game of the regular season against the Red Wings. He's got a goal and an assist in this game. He had a goal and an assist in the opening period in Detroit.
5th time this season the Leafs have scored 5 or more. 7 is the season high.
Nashville?
Yep. Played along the boards. McMahon in his own zone gets it out at center. Joshua forces things deeper. Matt Dumba gets it off on the right wing, and the Penguins come to center. In on the left wing. Pittsburgh unable to get around the defense. Stetcher got it ahead. Here's Roy breaking in over the line with Bobby McMahon. Got a shot away, and it was off the stick of Dumba up into the screen, but a dangerous-looking rush nonetheless. 5:14 to play in the second period.
He scored 2 goals on 7 shots in the opening period. And they've got
3 here.
3 and 7. Trying to do the math with the goalie change and everything for Christian Jarry. He's only faced 4 shots, but Nick Waugh's, the last one, was able to get past him.
I could have helped you there. I kind of had an idea that it was like 7 in the first period. Now they have 14.
Yeah, but there's
so you have to divide by 2.
3, one had
but that has no bearing
4.
on it. We were talking about shot.
By doing color, I wanted to break it down. You know me with my stats and analytics.
Oh, yes, your analytics. Yes, exactly. Leafs get a turnover, centering pass. Matthews dropping it back. Mermis sends it around the boards back into the near corner. Sent back by Domi behind the net. Matthews for Nyes can't come up with it. And the Penguins will get it out at center ice. And Dewar will send it down into the Toronto zone. Played up on the wing. The Leafs can't get it out. Long shot. Bounces into the slot area. Comes back on the left wing. Novak got it back to the point. Into the slot area now for Lizotte. Over to the near side, Shea at the left point. He gives it back to Lizotte to the left wing side, and fanning on it was Letang. Domi rattles it around the boards, but the Penguins coming off the bench keep it in. Over on the near side, Letang back to the blue line to Shea. Shea works the line to the right wing side. Still has it on the backhand. Sent into the corner. Dakota Mermis got his man tangled up, and the Maple Leafs make an outlet pass that Domi fails to connect with, and so the puck stays in the Toronto zone. Round on the far side for Ryan Shea. To the left wing side, a bouncing puck sent by Letang into the left wing corner. Malkin couldn't get it. It comes back to Letang. He fakes the shot. Puck still into the slot, and a shot to fend off then by the goaltender, but the Leafs don't get it out. Looked like he had a chance to cover it and didn't. Now Letang in the near half boards. Cross ice pass to the right wing side, and a shot is deflected wide. Leafs in a little bit of trouble here. They're going to get it to the line and just get it out. Letang, one exchange made by Toronto. Mantha down low, coming out in front of the net was Malkin, but he didn't get much of a shot away. Now Domi has iced the puck, but Nylander's going to get there first to deny icing. Nylander in the corner. Working out as the rest of his mates have changed, but he gives the puck away on a pass, and the Penguins will get it down into the Leaf end again. Morgan Riley skates around back of the net. He had Carlson chasing him. Nylander gets it ahead. Off a stick down into Pittsburgh territory, but apparently didn't go off that stick. And it's going to be an icing call with 2:54 to play here in the second period. 5 goals on 14 shots for Toronto.
What I've liked is they're playing their own end, Joe. They haven't been passive. I thought a couple of times in the first period they got back on their heels. We call it the 5-man penalty kill. Well, everybody sort of collapses back in front, but I think they've been much more aggressive and engaged in the board battles here in the second.
Penguins come off the wing, and a pass across the goal crease didn't connect. And Cowan gets it out at center. Left wing side, shot was blocked. Pittsburgh gets it out into neutral ice. And Kindle unable to get in over the line cleanly, and the Leafs push it back, and Robertson races after it in the near corner. Got it to the far side for Tavares. Tavares working out of the side, played it back to the point, fed back in behind the net. Robertson couldn't come out with it. Leafs in the midst of a change, trying to hem Pittsburgh in for a change, and Robertson has the puck in the near corner. Back to the point. Played by Stetcher to the far wing, but it was well out of the reach of Jake McCabe, and the Penguins have played it down into the Toronto end. Stetcher pounding on the puck to get it out, and he has sent it into the crowd off a stick, and a face-off of the minute. 57 will come with the Maple Leafs out in front in this hockey game by a score of 5-1. Domi and McMahon get the assists on the Roy power play goal.
They've done a lot of things right, but they've had some fortunate bounces. And the reason they've had fortunate bounces is when you do enough things right? Eventually
exactly. Yep.
Pay off for you.
Penguins get it to the area back of the Toronto goal. Centering pass by Crosby. Goes off a stick, and it is going to clear the glass and go, or at least the boards, and go into the Pittsburgh bench. Minute 44 to go in a one-sided second period, at least on the scoreboard.
2 things that I've noticed. One is Dennis Hildeby made some big saves when the game was close. And the other thing was you get a power play goal, and the timing of it was from 4-1 to 5-1.
Point shot.
And it feels like a much safer lead because of it.
Play it around back of the net. Matthews is able to get it ahead. And Domi gets it out at center, and Roy plays it in over the line into Pittsburgh territory. Now back come the Penguins. Right wing side for Heinen. In with a wrist shot, fought off by the glove of Hildeby. It goes back of the net for Crosby. Trying to come out with it. It comes back to the blue line. Leafs are able to poke it out, and maybe an odd man rush here. Here's a chance again for Joshua, trying to work in on a backhand, and he crashes into the goaltender, but a penalty's coming here to Pittsburgh.
And you give Bobby McMahon or Dakota Joshua credit. He didn't really have a lane, did he, to get it to the front of the net? So he decided to play it 4th and inches. Trying to bust through to the top of the crease and had to be hauled down. Bobby McMahon was on the other side.
But Rust was the one who was grabbing him.
Yeah, Rust was able to catch up and really turn this into a 2-on-2, but Rust puts the clamp on Joshua to keep him from cutting to the front of the net. Rust doesn't like it. Dan Muse doesn't like it, the Pittsburgh coach.
Third power play opportunity for the Maple Leafs. And the draw won by Toronto. Matthews in the slot. Passes down low for Nylander. Nylander back to the blue line. It comes back to Matthews at the right side. Doesn't shoot it. Lays it off now for Cowan. Cowan to Tavares. To Nylander on the far half boards. Nyes is stationed in front of the net. Back to Matthews up at the top. Wrist shot coming. That was wide. The rebound knocked to the near boards. Cowan saves it for Matthews. Back to Easton Cowan. Cowan holds. Down low it goes. Back into the slot. Nope. Partially deflected, just kept in by Matthews. Dangerous pass there. Now down low from Tavares to Nylander to Matthews, but still no shot. And no one really in a position to shoot it until Cowan wristed it away there. Cowan gets it again. Matthews back to the point. Pass in off a stick. Nyes recovers to Cowan on the near boards. Tried to make a cute pass between the legs, but it went off a body and comes to center ice. Matthews trying to go to the net was taken down as the horn is going to end a very successful second period for Toronto.
And I'm with you. I'd love to see Austin Matthews in the right wing circle for the one-timer. Left-handed shot on the right wing side. You've got Willie Nylander, a right-handed shot on the left side. And instead, it's with Matthews up at the blue line. To me, you take away that one-time threat. We've seen him one-time it into a maze in front looking for a rebound or redirection. But, boy, you would love to see that. Nobody does it better than Leon Draisaitl. We've seen Steven Stamkos, Alex Ovechkin, a number of guys make a career out of that one-timer on the power play. Austin Matthews just isn't in position to execute that.
And he's distributing rather than finishing. Yeah. And Morgan Riley could distribute as well and have a defenseman on just in case.
Just our opinion.
Just our opinion. And that's why we aren't paid to coach. At any rate, the Maple Leafs with a 5-1 lead here after 40 minutes of play. And you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
This Black Friday, get serious about your deals. Do you really need 8 smart TVs or Moonrock face cream? Really? It's time to invest in something that's truly...
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. For details.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
On the road to next summer's historic FIFA World Cup, TSN puts you on the pitch.
Not sure if they come any bigger than this.
Insight, analysis, and everything World Cup. Park the Bus Podcast every Tuesday. Available on TSN's YouTube channel.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Brian Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
Find more ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. Conditions apply. See flyer for details.
Your mission, find a used car, truck, or SUV for under $30K. New Roads Automotive connects you to top quality, fully certified, low mileage vehicles. Our wide selection of used cars is backed by a 110-point inspection, Carfax report, and walkaway finance protection. This mission is risk-free with easy financing, same-day approvals, and 7-day exchange. The best cars found for you. Find your car at newroads.ca.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it. You're listening to the Intermission Show on the home of the blue and white on the Leafs Radio Network. Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey is on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
Got it back into the slot area. Down in on goal. Domi steal. Center defender score! Second unit. And it is Nicholas Roy who gives the Leafs a 5-1 lead with a power play goal.
The Yikes guy, 5-1 for the Leafs over the Penguins after 40 minutes of play. TSN After 40 brought to you by 241 Pizza. Order 241's one large pizza, 2 toppings for $12.99 deal today. Call 241-0241 or order online at 241pizza.com. Jim Taddy and Mike DiStefano with you, 5-1. The second period belonged to the McMahon, Joshua, and Waugh line in different circumstances. Waugh in the second unit of the power play gets the goal, but AB, that line looks great.
Oh, yeah, that third line's really come alive here, Jim. And you know, I think Dakota Joshua is a guy who was healthy scratched a couple games ago, and he has been motivated now. Like, that's part of the reason why Max Domi, you know, sat up in the press box in the last game. It's not necessarily to punish a guy, but he may need a reset. And I think that's where it was for Dakota Joshua. He's been extremely physical tonight. He's been in on the forecheck. You know, and I think that's part of what makes him so good. And, you know, that line as a whole is forechecking a lot better. McMahon, you look at the goal that they ended up getting, you know, from Dakota Joshua, like, that's pure forecheck right there. So, you know, that third line, they're built on speed and they're built on being a heavy forecheck, and that's exactly how they've been able to find success here tonight.
You know, they're taking advantage of situations. Pittsburgh actually looks like the Leafs have looked in the past in their own zone, and they're there. I still look at the shots attempted. Let me do some quick math here. 31 attempts for the Leafs, 15 got through, and for the other guys, 38 and 40, 52. I mean, it's kind of deceptive. The Leafs still haven't got that part down, but everything else is there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be a 5-1 hockey game. I don't think that the score is indicative as to how kind of close the game is based on how both teams are playing. But the Maple Leafs, yes, there's good and bad in this period. The good is the third line has come alive. They scored a goal in the power play as well, which again was more so the third line getting it done with an extra man. The bad, of course, is they still have a lot of work to do defensively. I mean, they're still giving up way too many scoring opportunities, scoring chances. They got outchanced 15-7. 5 of them were high danger chances. You know, you go ahead and you take a look at you know, the possession time. I think there was that one shift there where the Maple Leafs were in their end for like 90 seconds. Like just continue. They didn't have gas, but you know, they weren't skating well enough. They weren't killing plays. They weren't forcing the turnover, and Pittsburgh just passed the puck around, had a couple of opportunities in that 90 seconds. And I don't know about you, Teddy, but I'm like, this is going to end in a goal. Like, this is going
wow,
to
it has in the
end
past.
Yeah, probably going to end up with the puck in the back of the net, and they got away from it. They got it out of there, and Nylander gets the puck out. But, you know, ultimately, still definitely defensively, not a Picasso, that's for sure.
No, but you know what? Even when they were hemmed in there, I didn't see any panic. I saw some wilt, mind you, but not a lot of panic. And when you watch them play with the puck, they're playing with confidence. So this is a different look for them.
Yeah, like offensively when they got it for sure, and it seems like they're winning some more battles. Like even there's that one play by Austin Matthews, and not that I don't think that top line has had necessarily a great game, but there was a play that stood out to me where Matthews, you know, he forces the turnover in the neutral zone and takes a shot on net and then goes and follows up and gets his own rebound, and it led to another scoring chance and then led to a penalty actually, and that's what led to them scoring that power play goal. So, you know, like stuff like that, I think is ultimately what you want to see more of out of this Maple Leafs team, and try and get it up and down the lineup more than just that third line.
And I just think it's worth pointing out. I mean, the second period has been their Bermuda Triangle. This is a really good second period, and getting the 3 goals from that line, now that's pretty impressive. I mean, if that line could, and I think that when we went back to training camp, you'd look at those names and go, that could be a really good line. It just, because of circumstance, hasn't played together a lot, but this could be the start of something.
Could be. And we talked about this maybe being the turnaround the Maple Leafs need. Like tonight, this win in Pittsburgh, can it turn their season around? And if those guys who have struggled, all three of them, I don't think you can look at any one of Dakota Joshua, Bobby McMahon, or Nicola Waugh and say that they've played well to this point. They'll tell you that themselves, that they demand more of themselves. But if all three of those guys can get back to playing their game, their brand, their style, which all blends into what Craig Berube preaches and wants from this team, I think that's how this team gets back kind of on the winning ways. And then obviously the big boys got to get it done as well. But, we talked at the pregame about the bottom six not pulling the weight like we thought they would, and how that's kind of got them in the hot water that they've been in this year. To see that third line come through, get that depth scoring, that's big for the Maple Leafs.
Wow, that's been a problem, the depth scoring. The other issue that we talked about in the pregame and throughout the course of the first intermission, Hildeby looks good again. I mean, I really like this kid. I don't know when he becomes an NHL goaltender, but he's on his way.
He's made some big time stops here against the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think he's got 1.4 goals saved above expected already per natural stat trick. So he's playing really, really well. He's made a couple of grade A stops, and he's doing his best Wall impression, I guess. Yeah. Like this is a game where you totally could see the Pittsburgh Penguins being up 3-2 right now. Like based on how we've played and how this game is played, the underlying numbers would suggest that the Penguins have been slightly the better team of the two, but they're getting good goaltending. Toronto's capitalizing on the opportunities that they're getting, and that's been the biggest difference in this game. It's almost like they're playing like last year's Maple Leafs, Taddy. This is what the Leafs did a year ago, right?
Yeah, what happened? It's hard to explain.
I don't know what happened, but
if they are like last year's Leafs, they don't want to take their foot off the gas.
No, and Ralphie was talking about this when they came back from the period last year. You look at this team in the third period, when leading after two. They were 36-1-1 last year when leading after two periods.
Yeah.
This season, just 3-3-1 when leading after two periods of play. Now, they haven't had a 5-1 lead, I don't believe, going into the third period quite yet. They haven't had that massive explosion, but I would hope that they can be 4-3-1 in that category, nursing a 4-goal lead heading into the final frame.
They don't score 5 goals much, but they already have them, so we'll see what that means. Yeah. This is Bolsa Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
It's Leaf Game Day. Score a Popeye's chicken sandwich for only $6 in classic or spicy. Make it your new game day tradition. Get your $6 chicken sandwich at a Popeye's near.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. show for details.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
Back for more, I see.
Trust can be a killer.
The ultimate battle of wits and deception, where every move could be your last.
The Traitors Canada. All new Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave.
Do you want free internet forever? Yeah, we thought so. That's why Spectrum is giving you just that. Free fiber-powered internet forever when you switch and get 4 mobile lines from Spectrum. No internet bills, no taxes, no late fees. Just fast fiber-powered internet. Call 833-901-0178 to find out how. But hurry, this deal won't last forever. Once more, 833-901-0178. Or visit spectrum.com/freeforever to learn more.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
The Leafs carry the largest lead they've had this season into the third period. A 5-1 advantage over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Easton Cowan, Bobby McMahon, Dakota Joshua, Nick Roy have scored for Toronto.
And you said it best in the intermission today. Let's hope for a third period that is boring.
Yes, nicely controlled and boring. Pass up at center ice. The Leafs regroup it back, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson reaches the red line and shoots it in. Nyes down the left wing boards, won't get to it, but it's knocked down now by Matthews. He's centered in front, and a shot taken there by Tavares was knocked away as the Leafs are on the power play here for another half minute. Nylander works to the line and in on the left wing. Now going with a defenseman back there, an OEL, to start this third period, and it's cleared back into the center ice area, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson goes back to retrieve it. His point streak extended earlier in the game with a goal. Leafs can't get it into the zone cleanly. They'll regroup it back at center. Now Nyes down the left wing boards, forced wide by Letang, works it back to the point. There's no shots on that last power play. And the Penguins will get it out at center, back at full and even strength as they send it in, and Hildeby back of the goal, scoops it into the corner, and the Leafs will get it up on the wing, but not out. Turnover there, and the Penguins then turn it over themselves, and the Leafs play it off the glass out into neutral ice. Roy giving the puck away there around the Toronto blue line. Letang in his own zone. Up on the left wing, and Kevin Hayes shoots it into the zone. Hildeby fires it off the glass. Partially blocked there on the boards. Kept alive by Brian Rust. Centering pass by Crosby, and a wrist shot is blocked by Roy, who gets up rather gingerly on that leg that he blocked it. He'll get to the bench to get a change, and the Leafs get the puck out at center ice, and McMahon bounces it in on goal and heads to the bench himself. Penguins back in their own zone. Brought out at center ice by Graves, played in on the left wing, hard to the front of the net is Mantha, but they don't get him the puck. And now Robertson skipping his way out of center ice with a pass up on the wing. Lorenz sends it in a little deeper for him. Robertson almost stole it, then he did, and Lawton couldn't get a shot away, and when he did, it was blocked. Penguins to the line and in with Malkin. Malkin with a backhand that was well wide of the goal. Robertson with time and space carries to center. Gets in over the line, a little spinning move. Tried to play it back into the slot. He does. Tavares with a wrist shot. And that was blocked by Tristan Jarry up into the screen, out of play.
A lot of good things have come from this game so far. And one of them, Joe, when you talk about trying to reverse trends, the Leafs coming into this game in the second period were outscored 33-22. So to be able to put a +3 on the board in the second period is pretty important. Also, we've already talked about it, the Leafs 3-3-1 when leading after the second. This, you hope, is going to put that stat in the right direction.
Nylander gets the puck free to Easton Cowan. Cowan on the left wing. Dakota Mermis back to Cowan. Cowan closes, got a wrist shot away, but it was blocked. Leafs are able to keep it in, though, and it'll be cleared now by Pittsburgh as they bring it out. To the line and in for Heinen. To the left wing side, and a shot pad save, and a good one made there, but a rebound in front of the net. Kindle sent it wide of the goal. Leafs get it to the line, but not out. Kept alive by Pittsburgh. Stolen back by the Maple Leafs, and a pass ahead for Nylander. 2-on-1 with Tavares. In for Tavares, and it was just off the heel of his stick. Tavares tries to center, and it's knocked into the corner. That was a dangerous rush.
A little bit of a hook into the hands of Tavares. But the Leafs at this point aren't going to argue it.
McCabe back in his own territory, gets it up on the right side. The Leafs will shoot it into Pittsburgh territory. Nyes takes his man to the boards, but the Penguins have the puck under control in their own end and get it out at center and in on the left wing. Stetcher trying to mirror the Penguin players. It comes back to Letang. Letang in with a shot, and that was caromed into the corner off the stick of the goaltender, Dennis Hildeby. Shot back down into Pittsburgh territory now by Toronto. Nyes takes his man to the boards. Matthews got it freed up for Domi. Back into the corner. Nyes now back of the net, but Shea has been able to find it. And Ryan Shea for Pittsburgh gets it ahead for Rust. Brian Rust with a pass back off a stick into the corner. Nyes loses it. Penguins down low. A backhand scores. Crosby on the doorstep. Took a couple of moves at it, but backhands it in, and it is 5-2.
Leafs did have control of it, but couldn't get a hold of the bouncing puck. And through that, Sidney Crosby just stayed in front of the net. As it was Matthew Nyes couldn't control it. Crosby went to the front of the net, stopped, and eventually the Penguins get him the puck. And with his back to the net, takes it from backhand, forehand, and slips it past Dennis Hildeby. And if you're the Penguins, you're well aware of what the Leafs have done with leads. Maybe not a 4-goal lead this year, Joe, but if they could ever get another one by the midway mark of this period, things could get a little tight on the Leaf bench.
16th goal of the season for Crosby, his 26th point of the year.
Leafs
considered Nylander has 31 points, Tavares 28. Matthew Nyes, who has added to yes, he has gotten one assist here, has added to his point total as well. So
Leafs cannot sit back.
No. Penguins get the puck at center and send it down into the corner on the far side. McCabe got it up on the boards, but it was blocked. It goes high to the near wing, trapped at the point, kept in by Pittsburgh. Left wing side, and a wrist shot. That was deflected wide of the goal, and it is caromed up into the crowd off the glass and out of play. 14:54 to go in the third period. Pittsburgh out shooting the Leafs 23-18, but a 5-2 Toronto lead here in the third period.
And that last play, it was just Matthews and Matthew Nyes couldn't connect and trying to get the puck out. Then your top players on the ice against the Crosby line, and Crosby cuts the deficit to 3, 5-2 Leafs.
Man, last year it was, does Sidney Crosby want to be traded? Does he want to go somewhere and get a chance at a cup? Well, the answer to that was no. And right now, Pittsburgh playing pretty well. Malkin back to the point. Chipped along the boards by Witherspoon. Back behind the net. It comes free and a centering pass. Oh, and a chance Malkin had. And he set it wide. And it's all the way down into Pittsburgh territory.
I thought it was in.
I did too. A lead pass comes ahead at center. Thomas Novak Gets to the line and around Nylander. Drop pass, no, it goes down into the corner off the stick of Anthony Mantha. Mantha with it on the near half boards, trying to play it back along the board, still has it, partially blocked. The Leafs are able to get to a loose puck, and McCabe turns back behind his own goal to find his defense partner, and Stetcher will carry to center. Stetcher fans on a pass, and the puck turned over, and Pittsburgh bringing it right back with a lead pass to the line and in. It's deflected wide of the goal. All Stetcher has to do is make a simple pass to get it deep. Instead, he got trapped there, and now Pittsburgh's back in business. Here's Letang back to the left point. Wrist shot coming. That was blocked. Rebound pushed up on the wing. Shoveled out at center ice. And Robertson will get to the blue line and play it deep into the Penguin zone. 13 and a half minutes to play in the third. Robertson stealing the puck. Got it back to the point. Long shot is fought off there by Tristan Jarry. And his blocker has knocked it up into the screen out of play as we step aside for a timeout. The Leafs leading 5-2. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Pizza lovers know sometimes you need more than a medium. So 2-for-1 Pizza offers their large 2-topping pizza special. 2 delicious toppings, 1 large pizza for just
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Details.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline Motor Oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
You want it.
The Leafs 5, the Penguins 2. Third period action.
Well, when the Leafs came back against Pittsburgh in the third period, 4 third period goals in a span of about 10 minutes, just under 11 minutes. So I'm sure the Penguins have that in mind.
Played around the boards in the Pittsburgh zone, cut off there by the defense and played out and down the ice. It will not have enough to go for icing. Riley getting back and playing it back out at center for Matthews. Matthews up on the wing for Domi, backhanded into the zone. Nyes into the forecheck, played away from him by Carlson, and the Penguins get it out at center, down into the Leaf end. It rolls towards the net, but getting back in time was Philip Myers. Played out at center, and Domi has it again. Here's Domi across the line, dropping back for Matthews. Wrist shot, scores! Austin Matthews snapping one off the top of the circle, and the Maple Leafs restore the 4-goal lead, and it's good to see the big boy back on the board.
And a great play by Max Domi as well. It's essentially a 2-on-2. And a good outlet pass. It's Matthew Nyes starts this out from his own end of the right wing boards to Max Domi. He carries in over the line and then just drops it back to Austin Matthews, who has the Penguin defense retreating in front of Tristan Jarry. And Matthews with that wrist shot. We want to see more of this, don't we? Goes blocker side on Jarry, and the Leafs' 4-goal lead is returned.
10th of the season for Austin Matthews. Domi and Nyes will draw the assists. Played in on a delayed offside that is touched by Cowan. So a face-off will come outside the blue line.
And when the Leafs came back on Pittsburgh, they might be going to commercial break here. Was Matthews started the comeback at 3:31. The Nylander scored at 4:47 and 6:55 to tie things up. And that led to Bobby McMahon's game-winning goal at 13:43 of the third.
Played down into the Pittsburgh zone. Penguins play it high off a stick to the line. That looked like it was offside. That play goes on. Around on the boards to the near wing. Cowan couldn't get it out. Pittsburgh around back of the Toronto goal, working back to the point. It comes in a wrist shot. That was blocked there by Hildeby. And then the Leafs are finally able just to get it out. Nylander was almost away to the races there. Penguins back at their own blue line. Brought to center ice by Dumba. Sent down into the Toronto end. Stopped by Stetcher. He'll play it back to his defense partner. And behind the goal is Dakota Mermis getting it up to Roy, who plays ahead at center. In across the line, Joshua spun around on the play, but Roy gets there to get it back of the net. McMahon trying to help out. This line's got some size, and they can work the boards, and they've been successful here this evening. Played ahead at center ice now by Pittsburgh. To the line and in off the wing by Kindle. Dropped into the slot, trying to get a backhand away. Stopped, cleared into the corner by Hildeby, and the Leafs get the puck on the far boards, but not out. Kept in there by Kindle. Kindle taken down, but the Leafs are able to poke it out at center and muscle its way up onto the red line area, but played right back into Toronto territory by Pittsburgh. Played around back of the net by Dakota Mermis. Centering pass, knocked away, but it comes back to the blue line. Carlson twists and turns with it to get away from Roy. Works into the slot with a pass on the left wing, a centering feed, and that went right past the net and into the corner. Now a centering pass in front again, and this time a wrist shot taken there by Witherspoon was fought off by Hildeby. Back to the point of drive. Hildeby gets a left pad in front of that point shot off Carlson's stick. Leafs play it off the boards and get it out at center. 20 seconds away from the midpoint of the period. Brought right back in again by Carlson. Pass intercepted. Leafs play it off the glass with too much on it. And it's going to turn into an icing and will be brought back into the Toronto zone.
We brought up the stat a couple of games ago, and I imagine the Leafs are still worst in the league at allowing opposing teams' defensemen to score and pick up points. And we just saw it there on that last shift, didn't we? That big collapse, defensemen being able to move in from their point position. Erik Karlsson had a couple of good opportunities.
Draw one by the Penguins. Letang centering pass. Ow! That struck a Pittsburgh player in front. And
went out of
Robertson says it went out of play, but that hit Kevin Hayes, who is getting up and kind of exhaling a little oxygen there. He might have had that whistle by him at a very bad point.
It's only his ninth game
off
of the
his
season.
skate, yeah.
Boy, he was kind of lifted off his skates by Dakota Mermis in front.
Landed on his backside.
Now, when things aren't going well, that goes in, right?
Yes. Draw one by Pittsburgh. Carlson gives the puck away. Leafs get it up to Nyes in over the line. He's going to slide into the left wing corner after a loose puck and cycle it back of the net. Domi leaves for Matthews, trying to get it in front. And on the short side,
he almost had, he had Tristan Jarry looking the other way, and Matthews backed out from behind the goal line on the short side and almost caught. Oh boy. Yeah, Jarry
just hit him on the shoulder. Yes.
Might have hit his shoulder, then the post, and stayed out.
So the Maple Leafs with a 6-2 lead. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
With a Subaru, a vehicle that's built to last comes standard. Heated front seats? Standard. High ground clearance? Standard. EyeSight Driver Assist to help spot the scooter delivery guy texting merge.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Friday through Monday, shop incredible Black Friday doorbusters for every room in your home, starting at just $199. Plus, take up to 30% off your entire purchase. Or take advantage of no money down this Black Friday with 60-month special financing on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. This Friday through Monday, only at your local Ashley, Charlotte, and Myrtle Beach. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
On the road to next summer's historic FIFA World Cup, TSN puts you on the pitch.
Not sure if they come any bigger than this.
Insight, analysis, and everything World Cup. Park the Bus podcast every Tuesday. Available on TSN's YouTube channel.
Get $15 back just for taking care of your vehicle. For a limited time, when you purchase any 5 quarts of Valvoline motor oil at Advance Auto Parts, you'll receive a $15 Advance Auto Parts gift card. A simple way to keep your vehicle and your wallet running smoothly. Thanks to Valvoline and Advance Auto Parts. Offer valid 10/30 through 12/3/25. Must be 18 or older to enter. Limit 6 per household. Open to all 50 U.S. states, D.C., and Puerto Rico. Visit promotions.valvolineglobal.com/advance/gift card for complete details.
Being a healthy scratch last night has picked up 2 assists.
If you're the Leafs, I think most important thing is that number 2 on the scoreboard. Keep it at that.
Draw one by Toronto, back to the point, rattled around back of the net. It got past Nylander. Penguins up against the boards are able to fish it out at center and then down into the Leaf end. Myers after it. Tavares got it freed up. Leafs don't get it out from the point, and a long wrist shot is handled easily by Dennis Hildeby, who has not been, I was going to say, hasn't been spectacular, but he's been very efficient and made the saves when he's had to make the saves. 27 shots for Pittsburgh.
And some of his more difficult ones, Joe, came early on when it was 2-1, 3-1. To be able to keep the Leafs in the lead, it was a fluky goal batted out of midair that tied the game for Pittsburgh in the first period. And the Leafs got some bounces at the other end.
Now a loose puck that is blocked by McCabe, but there's a whistle for some reason.
I think the puck struck McCabe up on the shoulder. And I think the official might have thought that McCabe, who left the game a week ago in Montreal taking a puck to the face, might have been hurt. There seemed to be a conversation between McCabe and the ref after the quick whistle.
Well, all we're getting is tight shots of Sidney Crosby, so we're not really sure what happened.
He does look pretty concerned, though.
Yes, he did. Draw into the circle to the right of Hildeby. And Ottawa has been waved out, and Scott Lawton will move in. And the Penguins win the faceoff. The puck at the point is set wide by Ryan Shea. It comes around on the boards on the near side. Dakota Joshua has lifted it out at center ice. Now Ottawa playing it ahead at center for McMahon. McMahon bursts in, tried to one-time it on the backhand, and it hit the side of the goal. Now he gets it in front of the net. Roy with a shot. That doesn't make it through. Roy with it again, trying to get it in front, and the Penguins are able to dig it free and bring it to center ice themselves. Anthony Mantha into the slot with a shot that was well wide of the goal. Malkin gets it back to the point. Near side, a shot breaking the stick. Thomas Novak, and the puck went harmlessly wide. Brought back now by the Leafs, and Joshua will try to flip it in, but didn't get it past the defense. Penguins send it back into the Leaf end. Matthews finds his defenseman, and the pass comes ahead off of Joshua's stick down into Pittsburgh territory. The rest of the Leaf change being accommodated here. Played ahead by Pittsburgh to the line, broken up at the defense, played back for Domi, plays it to himself off the boards to center. Matthews' pass for Nyes was intercepted, and then Carlson brings it in, but unable to hold the line was Brian Rust. And it is offside with 8:04 to play in the third period. The Leafs 6 and the Penguins 2. Leafs' next action is in Florida against the Stanley Cup champion Panthers, who have struggled themselves out of the gate.
Well, you look at obviously significant injuries to Matthew Tkachuk, and Barkov's been out of the lineup. He's supposed to be out to the new year, although I've heard that progress has been a little quicker than they've thought. But Brad Marchand is, 15, 16 goals?
Yeah, he's
the year for Florida. So.
Enjoying an excellent season again. Icing call here against the Leafs.
The other team, Tampa, without Braden Point, Nicholas Hedman. Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, all out of the lineup, and they find a way to keep winning.
Yep.
So,
wrist shot, whistles wide of the Leaf goal off a face-off win. Nyes does well to just get it out at center, and it'll be grabbed there by Witherspoon, who tries to play it back in on the wing, intercepted by the Leafs. Nyes plays it off the boards to center to Matthews. Matthews got it ahead, and Domi is into the zone. He'll carry it in around back of the net. Ties up his man. Puck goes free to Matthews. Back to the point. D to D on the near side. Mermis returns it to Myers. His shot steered wide by Jari, and it goes off his goal stick and up into the screen. 7:28 remaining to be played here in the third period.
I just looked it up. The others that are missing from the Florida Panthers roster, we mentioned Tkachuk and Barkov. Dmitry Kulikov's in the IR. Jonah Gadjevich is on IR, and there's Thomas Nosek, Luosterainen, and Cole Schwimp all hurt for Florida. Everybody goes through it.
Yep, and you got to fight through it.
Yep. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, but the Leafs, I believe, just 4 players have played all game.
Yep, wrist shot from the point, deflected just wide of the Pittsburgh goal. Penguins get it out at center ice. A lead pass in on the left wing, and a shot fought off by the glove of Hildeby off the stick of Lizotte. Punched up on the right wing boards and pushed out at center ice, and now here's Nylander in on the left wing. Willie holds up and then let a wrist shot go. Tavares was hauled down heading to the front of the net, but no call there as the puck is back at the Toronto blue line. Cowan from center ice backhands into Pittsburgh territory. 6:49 left to play in the third period. Stolen by... A shot scores. Robertson steals the puck from the Pittsburgh defenseman, steps in and snaps it home, and this one has really turned into a laugher.
Nick Robertson's 6th goal of the season. And now every line has contributed offensively for the Leafs in this game. And this is Matt Dumba tried to carry the puck out of the zone and tried to step around Robertson. This in the high slot. And Robertson with the poke check and then the quick release right along the ice 5-hole before Tristan Jarry even really gets a read on it. And the Leafs have extended their lead now to 5.
And equaled their highest goal output of the season.
And even the Nashville game, Joe, there were 2 empty net goals in that game. I believe Matthews and Willie Nylander had empty netters.
Played down into the Toronto zone by the Penguins. 6:24 to go. And a shot goes high over top of the Leaf goal off the stick of Anthony Mantha, who gets it back to the point. Shea to the near side to Letang. Back to Shea. Shea holds, dishes off. Trying to work down the boards now with it is Mantha. Rolling puck in front of the Leaf goal, and it is tipped to the far boards as Lawton was knocked down and is slow to get back up. Puck around on the far wing, comes back to the point again. Shea trying to get it freed up, gets it back to the point again. Leafs kind of standing around here a little bit in their own zone like we were talking about, and the centering pass is deflected up into the screen out of play off of and now we've got a bit of a fight with Malkin throwing punches.
That was Scotty Lawton that came in late. It started between Malkin and McCabe, and then Lawton came in. And maybe some old bad blood between the
Flyers?
Yeah, Flyer-Pittsburgh rivalry. We've seen that get a little nasty this year. Nothing, well,
now we've got
coming of it, but
Mantha trying to escalate things here. Was that
McCabe?
McCabe, yep. And the officials are in there. Some final tugging and shoving. Malkin having a discussion with the referee.
Mantha may be earning himself an extra 2.
Stemming, Lawton got knocked down and then was very slow to get up, and it might have been that incident that kind of precipitated all of this.
We're going to look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Malkin comes in and drills him.
Almost a head shot, right?
Yeah, and a bit of a sloosh foot as well, and that's why Lawton went over and decided to have a word with Malkin.
And Malkin chirping back once he had 3 or 4 officials in between him and Lawton.
So the Maple Leafs with a 7-2 lead and things starting to get a little physical. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Head to Maple Toyota to test drive the leader in hybrid design and technology, the Toyota Prius. This plug-in hybrid can go up to 72 kilometers on battery alone, then seamless.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Store for details.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
Get a year of the biggest moments in sports for 30% off with TSN's Black Friday deal.
Unbelievable!
And TSN Plus is also included for extended coverage and exclusive feeds. Offer ends December 1st. Visit tsn.ca/subscribe.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years. And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.
Maple Leafs leading 7-2 over the Pittsburgh Penguins.
And it looks like we're just going to get...
Coincident?
Yeah, 4 roughing minors, 2 apiece, Lawton and McCabe, Manth and Malkin. But it was a pretty dangerous hit, and I'm sure if you went to Evgeny Malkin and said, okay, somebody hit Sidney Crosby the same way, and you've got a history of concussions and upper body injuries like that.
Yep.
Sure, Malkin would understand why there was going to be a response after.
Leafs get the puck out at center ice and chip it down into the left wing corner. See, the Leafs shooting percentage is pretty good. 7 goals on 23 shots. Played out at center ice by Pittsburgh, stolen back by the Maple Leafs, and they'll regroup back in their own zone. Myers and Riley. And Riley takes his pass and is going to flip it into Pittsburgh territory. Under 5 minutes to play. Penguins get it back out at center. And Roy comes back to take it away with the assistance of Dakota Mermis. And Mermis has it now coming out on the left wing with a pass ahead to Nyes, who gets it into the zone. Matthews chasing after Letang. Puck goes free, and Kevin Hayes will play it back to his defenseman, and it's brought by Dumba with a pass ahead at center off a stick down into the Toronto end. Hildeby leaves it there. Dennis Hildeby trying to win his first game of the season for the Maple Leafs. Here's Domi in over the line, a behind-the-back pass trying to find Nyes that was cut off, and now here the Penguins back the other way. Pass onto the left wing side, but Hayes couldn't get a shot away. It comes around to Letang on the right half boards. Sent back into the corner. Centering pass and a quick shot by Rust was off the mark wide on the short side. Letang back at the point again, into the left wing side, back for Rust again, can't shoot it. Crosby tries to center, it'll come back to the blue line, and Shea back to the point to Letang. Now to Crosby. Crosby with a pass into the slot, broken up by the Leafs, and now Tavares is going to skate it to the line, circle back, run out of real estate, still has it on his stick, and now stick handles his way to the blue line and kicks it out at center. That was a great bit of work. Almost in a phone booth by John Tavares.
What's going on here? We got another penalty coming. Leafs had the puck when the whistle went.
There are too many men?
No, it's going to be they're giving Tavares a tripping penalty.
When did that happen?
So obviously, when he was hauling the puck up the boards. Oh, that's
wow.
Terrible. It's a battle up the boards. This is
wow. Kendall
falls,
goes
and
down, and John's still with the puck. The fact that Kendall's skate got in the way when he was stick handling with the puck.
Just got a shot of Craig Berube looking up from the monitor at the official, and you're obviously not going to make a big deal of it at this point.
But that's
horrid.
Pretty weak. A shot by Malkin was stopped by the goaltender. Another rolling puck in front, and Hildeby knocks it into the corner. 3:21 to play, and Lawton will backhand it out and down the ice for Toronto. Jarry will leave it back of his goal. Lawton goes to the bench after winning the faceoff and icing the puck.
Lawton got a penalty in the last.
Apparently not.
Well, according to the sheet, he did.
Yeah. Played out and down the ice. Guess he maybe convinced him that he was okay and should be let go. Brought to center by Carlson. Weaved in, dropped it off for Malkin into the slot. Back for Carlson in the near corner. Carlson engaged by Jake McCabe. Puck stolen then by Roy. Played to the right wing side and fired down the ice by Philip Myers.
Yeah, the score sheet says that Malkin and Lawton were both off with offsetting minors.
But they're both on the ice.
Both are on the ice.
Yeah. Shot in around the boards to the near side. Chipped out to the line, but not out. Letang to the left wing side, gets the puck back, looks for Rust, but comes off on the right wing to try and find his man in Mantha. Mantha for Rust, back to the blue line. Letang, left wing side again, trying to work out of there into the corner. It comes back to the blue line from Heinen, and now a pass into the left wing side, and a shot stopped by Hildeby. The puck is still free. Rust can't get it in front. Played on the backhand by Hayes, back of the goal. Centering pass is deflected away from everyone out at center. With 1:50 to go in the third period, 15 seconds now left in the power play. Penguins get it down into the corner. Leafs penalty killing has been excellent, and the goal that was a power play goal was as fluky a goal as you're going to get for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Letang back in his own end as the penalty expires. 1:25 left in the game. The Leafs will improve their road record to 3-7-0 as a shot is deflected by Hildeby wide of the net. Leafs get it down into the corner. Played it back along the boards, but Mermis couldn't get to it. Back to the left wing point, and a shot off a stick. And Lawton on the far boards trying to bang it up the wall. Couldn't get it to work, and now it's around the boards, and Myers will play it off the glass high to center ice. Played back to the Leaf blue line. Chipped right back again by Toronto. Robertson couldn't get away. Under a minute to play in the third period. Leafs are going to improve their record back to 500, 11-11-3, and 25 points as they will head off to Florida to tangle with the Panthers in their next action, as it is iced by Toronto with 31.7 seconds left in the game.
Well, the Leafs have put themselves in a position, not only do they have to get on a roll, they can't afford another stretch like this. And in saying another stretch like this, the last regulation win that the Leafs had was against Utah, and that was 10 games ago. And they've only won 10 or 2 of the 10 games in that stretch. Both were in overtime, obviously. But
played out at center ice.
You only get so many little stretches.
No, you don't.
Even Pittsburgh had won back-to-back into this game, but they'd won just 2 of their previous 9 before that.
Shot went wide. It comes back to the point, and a drive is kicked away by Hildeby. 34th shot on goal for Pittsburgh. And the final seconds ticking down. Morgan Riley will play it off the boards and out and down the ice. And that will do it. The Maple Leafs score 3 in the second and add 2 more in the third. And are going to bury the Penguins by a score of 7-2.
And this all-important 6-game road trip that the Leafs had talked about now draws them even at 2-2. with 2 games left against Florida and Carolina before coming back and playing the Montreal Canadiens a week tonight at Scotiabank Arena.
Well, we invite you to join us on Tuesday night when the Maple Leafs will will be entertained by the Florida Panthers, the Stanley Cup champions, as they win it by a score of 7-2 tonight in Pittsburgh. We'll step aside for Michael DeStefano and Jim Taddy. The post-game show coming your way as the Leafs are a winner on a Saturday night. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Keep your game on track in any weather with Metro Golf Sportsplex and TrackMan. Improve your skills with TrackMan's on-screen analysis of your swing and ball flight.
Ashley's biggest sale of the year is heating up. Friday through Monday, shop incredible Black Friday doorbusters for every room in your home, starting at just $199. Plus, take up to 30% off your entire purchase. Or take advantage of no money down this Black Friday with 60-month special financing on in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. This Friday through Monday, only at your local Ashley, Charlotte, and Myrtle Beach. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Watch out.
Sorry.
They're back.
I don't know why you treat me like the worst moving company in the region.
Get ready for a new season of the homegrown Crave original, The Office Movers.
All right, should we roll?
The hilarious hit series from creators Jay and Trey Richards.
We're building, we're elevating, we're moving up. New space, new contract.
You guys need to go. The client is freaking out.
Where is the elevator?
It's busted.
The Office Movers. New season. Stream now. Only on Crave. Proudly Canadian. Subscribe at crave.ca.
We ask a lot of our homes. CertainTeed Roofing and Siding, make sure they're ready. For stormy seasons that seem to come earlier every year. For shingles that keep you dry when the sky comes down. For siding that stands up to the harshest winds. Certified CertainTeed contractors get the job done right, the first time. To make sure your home is built for what if. Built for what's next. Built for this. CertainTeed. Built for this.
I'm Luke Wilson. Join me each week for Film Never Lies. Since retiring from the NFL, I've had a lot on my mind, and now I've got my own show. So if you're tired of lazy takes, if you want honest conversations, join us each week. Film Never Lies, available on all TSN platforms and the iHeartRadio app.
And you can stream football, soccer, and tennis on Bet99 while you bet. Get in the game with secure deposits and withdrawals. Just add a big screen, a comfy couch, and you're all set. Download the Bet99 app. It's Canadian, eh? 19 plus. Play responsibly. Available to persons in Ontario only. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or